Today we're going to talk about the secrets of Amazon, about the magic that makes some products sell well while others don't. We'll discuss the algorithms that show one product to customers more often than another. This is actually one of Amazon's biggest secrets. They don't reveal it or even mention it in their official guides, but we've completely figured it out, and now we're going to explain it to you in great detail. And most importantly, at the end of this video, I'll give detailed recommendations to sellers on how to use this knowledge so your product sells well, not poorly. But before that, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Here we talk only about truly useful info for Amazon sellers. So, the ranking algorithm, or simply put, how our product is shown in search results to potential buyers. It's called A10. Sounds like the name of a secret project. In a way, that's actually true. In 2003, Amazon created a subsidiary called A9, which worked exclusively on one project, developing the principles for ranking product search results. Then, in 2019, this division was merged back into the parent company. And some time ago, Western sellers noticed a significant change in this algorithm. This new version of the ranking principles has been unofficially called A10. So let's talk about what has changed, what triggers it responds to now, and also the weight of each of these criteria. First and most importantly, Amazon has started to evaluate what's called user experience. That is, how successful the communication with the user has been. Simply put, did the person buy this particular product, or did they move on to the next one? Obviously, Amazon wants sales, not just page visits. And if a product sells well, Amazon boosts its ranking. If it doesn't sell well, then, accordingly, its ranking drops. The conversion of visitors into buyers is measured by a number of parameters. And to keep this video from turning into a boring lecture, I won't go into those details. I'll just list the most important ones. These are CTR, that is, the click-through rate of our product in search results, time spent on the page, how much the text and photos are viewed, reading reviews, checking out the Q&A section, and, as a result, adding to cart and, of course, making a purchase. In the A10 algorithm, this parameter is the most important one. From everything mentioned above comes the next indicator, the quality of the listing. If a seller creates a high-converting product page, they will be rewarded with a high rating and higher placement in search results, which directly affects how well the product sells. What are the signs that determine whether a product page is good or not? First, the price of your product should be in line with the market, meaning it should cost about the same as other products that are selling well in this niche. Second, a sufficient number of reviews. Third, the product rating, which should be at least the average for all other products in the category, or even higher. Fourth, compelling photos that sell. These shouldn't just be pictures of your product. Each photo should serve as a reason to buy, not just be a colorful spot. And fifth, persuasive product descriptions filled with the right search keywords. Let's talk about that now. The next factor, which has also become more important, is the overall history of the seller's account. It's influenced by product quality, that is, the number of returns and ratings, inventory turnover, meaning whether your product is out of stock, and also, products that sit unsold for a long time really hurt this metric. The health of your account. There are a lot of factors here, from how well you respond to customer inquiries to issues with your products. Basically, if this metric used to be almost ignored, now it's one of the most important. Everything I listed above is, of course, very important, but the impact of the next factor has increased many times over. I'm talking about a factor that literally changed the rules of the game. It's external traffic. If in the A9 algorithm its weight was 0, now a user we bring to our product page through advertising, for example on Google, is valued very highly by Amazon. Essentially, we are bringing customers to Amazon at our own expense, expanding its sales funnel, and taking customers away from other platforms. But it's important to drive this traffic the right way. It's not just about placing ads, but also letting Amazon know that the customer came specifically from us. I'll explain how to do this in just a couple of minutes. And the last factor whose significance has changed is advertising directly on Amazon itself. Oddly enough, her weight dropped slightly. No, advertising is still very important for Amazon, including simply as a way to make money. As you know, Amazon's share of revenue from on-platform advertising grows every year. So it would be odd if they didn't pay any attention to it at all. But now they've shifted their focus. If before, the mere fact of turning on advertising traffic was important, now what matters is the results it brings. So, it's not like with the samurai, where the journey is everything and the result is nothing. It's exactly the opposite now. Now let's discuss an important point. How did we even figure out that everything described above actually works this way? Maybe these are just our assumptions. Actually, no, these aren't just our fantasies. We really did get signals, and directly from Amazon itself. In their help documentation, they specifically mention a number of factors that affect ranking. They literally list them out. These are keywords: product availability, price, and shipping, especially if you use the FBA model, sales history, ratings and reviews, and also user behavior. These are the things they recommend paying attention to in order to properly rank your product. There's also another pretty telling signal from Amazon itself that confirms all of these conclusions. There's a type of advertising campaign called Amazon attribution. We won't dive too deep into the details right now, but the idea is simple. Amazon gives you a special link to your product page, and through that link, they track conversions. How many people came from external traffic and how many of them bought your product? So, if a purchase happens, Amazon doesn't just boost our product's ranking, they also give us a 10% commission. Basically, they're paying us for bringing them a customer. That's direct proof. External traffic is critically important to them, and they're willing to pay for it, not just by boosting your ranking, but with real money. And one more argument, at least for me personally, is our own experience. At our agency, we've run dozens of experiments for Amazon sellers. I can say with confidence, external traffic has a dramatic impact on search rankings. We've seen it with our own eyes on hundreds of listings. Now, let's do what Americans call speculating. Not in the sense of buy and sell, but in the sense of making unfounded statements. I'm going to try to predict how this algorithm will develop in the near future. And basically, I'll be drawing conclusions solely from my own experience. We've been selling on Amazon since 2016. So, I am absolutely convinced that in the near future, the importance of tools like artificial intelligence will only grow. Already now, the share of searches done through Rufus, Amazon's artificial intelligence tool, exceeds 13% and is growing every month. Amazon is moving toward not just showing products based on keyword matches, but based on meaning, context, and the user's actual query. And that means the text for our listing needs to be written in a way that not only people can understand it, but also artificial intelligence algorithms. So, basically, we need to describe the main features of the product in simple and clear language, cover absolutely all possible use cases, and do all of this with precise, unambiguous wording. Then, artificial intelligence will evaluate how well your product matches complex and vague customer queries. If it matches, it will rank your product higher. Okay, now we understand how the algorithm works, what factors it takes into account, and how it views us in our product. The question is, what should we do with this knowledge now? The first and most important thing is to create a unique, in-demand product. I know it doesn't sound very original, but that's just how it works. In other words, we need to create a product that's not just the same thing but green, but truly a different item. Better, more convenient, more attractive, more useful, you name it. You need a product that beats the competition at first glance, both in terms of functionality and appearance. Point number 2, create a proper, high-converting listing. To put it simply, it should consist of optimized texts that are both human-readable and AI-readable. Be sure to create truly persuasive images, ones that actually sell and answer all the buyer's questions. For example, why this product? Why now? Why should they buy from you? Third, reviews. Monitor them as closely as you would the oil level in your engine. You need to have a rating above the category average and a constantly growing collection of positive reviews. One important note, don't buy fake reviews. Amazon has long been cracking down hard on anyone trying to manipulate reviews. And fourth, external traffic. Be sure to use it and always through Amazon attribution. Do it correctly, thoughtfully, and with a clear understanding of your audience. All of this together will give us steady, predictable growth with a competitive edge that will be hard for your competitors to replicate. And finally, let's think about what's really behind this algorithm. Essentially, it literally reflects the company's philosophy. A long time ago, when Jeff Bezos was just launching Amazon, he set the main goal, to build the most customer-centric company in the world. And what we see today is the realization of exactly that idea. The algorithm that analyzes buyer behavior, product quality, reviews, external traffic, and descriptions. All of this is designed so that the customer gets the most relevant, high quality, and needed product. Yes, Amazon benefits from this, they make money from it. But we also make money. This is a non-zero-sum game. You help the customer and Amazon helps you. That's the simple essence of this algorithm. Create a truly in-demand, needed product, present it properly, bring in interested buyers, and everything else will start working for you. See you soon.